Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Alright, welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV. Tonight, it's the East Coast Web Printers Gen 6 series, here live from Michigan, the Michigan 200. I'm Dean Doucette, he's Baron Labosco, and we've got Jason Martin joining us in the booth here this evening. Baron, hey, good old Richmond, man. I mean, I don't know. You got to get through a few laps, then things kind of straighten out. But this is a good old track, Richmond is.
It is a great old track, Dean, and, you know, it's a classic. Drivers love this track or they hate this track. It's got some great characteristics in it, so there's a lot of opportunity for passing here tonight. And special guest Jason Martin here with us this evening. I'm sure he's got some laps on it. Pitch strategy, track position, D, all the above. Jason, what do you got for us? How do these guys get to the front?
Man, Baron, I'll tell you what, 175 laps in this race. Strategy will come into play. We know this league is really good on making long green flag runs. Couple drivers I got my eye on tonight. One of them is the Ripka. I'm telling you, that guy's going to end up front.
Yeah, Buckshot Ripka, a heck of a driver, and it's not a bad pick at all. Let's check in on the unofficial championship standings here. Jason Jackson got a lead right now, only 2 races in. Rick Thompson in second. Rachel Hunt does a nice showing here, right in the hunt, if you will. She's in third. Claus Williams, Michael Fleming, your top 5. Kulikowski, Brantley, Tony Ratliff, Herb Ashley, George Dibble, your top 10. It's a little too early to talk about points, though, Baron. How about favorites here? I mean, you can see the board in these points. The one thing you gotta notice, it's all up for grabs still. Nobody's come out here and dominated the first 2 races. As a matter of fact, our points leader, no wins so far.
So that just indicates what kind of a league we have here, Dean. I mean, to your point, the points leader still has no wins, and yet here we are talking about favorites in this track. So look for the usual suspects. The heads of state will be there, and we'll see them over the course of the evening. Ebbs and flows. We love the way some guys will drive in a tire saving mode. Is that the kind of race we're going to see tonight, Dean? Well, only the track could tell us that answer.
Yeah, and that's a great question, Jason. You talk about a track like this, tire saving. I mean, it's never been that big a deal here that I'm aware of. I mean, more about track position. So, I mean, what do you see here for Richmond tonight?
Well, Dean, I'm sure you're going to pull up the track temperatures and specs here soon, but the track temp is really low. It's under 90 degrees right now. Sun's going down, track's cooling down. That means speeds are going to pick up. Tire wear is going to get better. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some all-out hard racing tonight.
Well, and there we might see a little bit of that as Nathan Hardy puts her on the inside wall. Some of that as well, Baron. I mean, what do you think about these cars here? How much do we know about these Gen 6 cars? I mean, I don't run them a lot, but, you know, are we in danger of getting into some wrecks here?
Well, every short track has that potential, Dean. It depends on the co-opetition meter within the cockpit there. If you're in a hurry to get to the front, that co-opetition meter goes all the way to the bottom, right? And it's on empty. But if you're willing to take care of your fellow competitors, be a little patient, and work your passes, then that co-opetition meter goes right to full, and you're going to see some great racing, side by side, lap after lap, and that's what we're here for. I'm all for it.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see about that co-opetition and multi-groove racing. Will we see it in 3 and 4? Generally, the bottom was where you want to be, but in these cars, I think maybe you get up into that middle lane. Heck, we might see someone try that high lane. We got a few guys who love the high line, so we'll wait and see. But right now, everybody beginning to grin up and get ready to go racing here. Let's get into tonight's starting grid. On the pole, it is George Leal with a time of 21.571. On the outside of row number 1 will be Troy Torgerson. Greg Ratliff and Jason Spears start in row number 2. Row 3 will feature the rifleman Jason Ratliff along with Rick Thompson. A little further back, you got Claus Williams, Michael Ottoviani, Tony Ratliff, Paul Travis. That'll wrap up your top 10. Then it's Rachel Hunt and Lance Ripka in row number 6. You got Jason Jackson, our point leader, starting in 13th with the Toad Man, Todd Gilly, on his outside. Ian Spear will be starting in 15th, George Dibble 16th. It's Hardy, Herb Ashley, Buskirk, Brantley, Kane, Walker the second, Tom Ashley, Rincon. That's your top 24. Go a little further back here, and we've got Suggs, Ian Spear, and Royce Valley. A 27-car field will take to the Richmond Racing surface. Gonna be a great one here, Barrett. I mean, 27 cars, good little field here tonight.
Full field and full racing bellies abound here. Richmond with 27 cars on. It's going to be entertaining as hell. There's going to be action all throughout the field tonight, Dean. If you've got your favorite driver, shout us out in YouTube land. Let us know who to pay attention to tonight. Sponsors. Tell us about your favorite cocktail, your favorite musician. Tell us about your day. We don't care here at Wind Tunnel TV. We're going to play a little loose here at Richmond.
Absolutely loose. That's something that's been used to describe you in the past, Barry.
And it's absolutely accurate, Dean. I'm not easy, I'm loose.
All right, pace car coming through here. I think we got one more turn before we get going. Looking forward to this one as darkness descends over the track here at Richmond.
Just make a note for me, the KG veteran Jason Spear with a top 5 start.
Yeah, great note. Spears 4th here on the grid. That's a great qualifying effort. Green flag, down and away. Leo and Torgerson race down into one. Great start on the outside there. Usually the inside will get away, but Torgerson absolutely flying. And he can rip it through there, but he was unable to quite get it to turn. So Leo gets away. Greg Ratliff down on the bottom, fighting here. Rick Thompson shoving Spear into the corner a bit. Great corner by Spear.
Side-by-side action. Yeah, side-by-side action all the way back, team. Look at these guys. And girls.
Yeah, Ottoviani fighting on the outside of Claus Williams there. Claus with a new paint job here, the old Alive Church machine. Or that's the East Coast Web Printers machine with the Alive Church on the back, so my mistake there. Oh, Torgerson down the track. So Torgerson, something happened there. He is feeding and feeding fast. He will drop back at least 4 spots here. My goodness. Here comes the rifleman, Jason Ratliff. Interesting there. I'm not sure what happened there, Baron.
I think he just got a little loose, Dean. I think Cold Tires got himself a little loose and out of shape. He gathered it up. I mean, we're kind of lucky here he only lost 4 spots.
Yeah, I suppose he is. You see on the high side there, it looked like the 88. That is Paul Travis. They're a little tight, and that's what I'm noticing, Jason. A lot of these cars look like they're not really rotating on exit here. Is that something they got to be aware of?
Yeah, Dean, I'm not really sure. I'm guessing the guys, there's just too much grip right now, and they're going to need to wear their tires down a little bit in order to get the cars to loosen up. Just the track is, to me, abnormally cool right now.
I love this line Rachel Hunt is using right now. We've seen her do this before, Dean. Watch how high she is entering. Look at this, all the way up to the wall, and then huge drive off. We'll see if it plays out.
It's funny you bring that up. That's exactly who I was thinking of when I thought the high line might come into play. We have seen this line. It's driving hard to the high side. You almost stall out and then zip it off the corner. It really works for her, doesn't it?
Yeah, she's been employing this same strategy now the last few times here at Richmond. I love watching it happen. It's a great driving technique, and she's one of the few that can pull it off.
Well, that's those cool temps, guys. I mean, the track temp is still only 88 degrees. Early on in this race, it'll probably go up a little bit, but she's definitely making that high line work.
All right, up front, Leal leading, Spear under serious heat from Rick Thompson. And you see a little wiggle off the corner as Thompson pinches that car down there. I mean, he's just in the center. He's a little tight down there, and now he's loose on the exit. So he's going to lose one. Here comes Greg Ratliff trying to fill the spot. He can't do it, though. Thompson hangs on.
And that's a little bit of that co-opetition meter we were talking about before the race started, Dean. I think if we get into the last 20 laps or so, I don't think that hole gets created.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. There's got to be a little give and take. And I think some of these guys tried to do some taking here early because I got a feeling it's not going to get easier as they wear these things off. I mean, traditionally, Jason, you talk about Richmond here. You had a little wall swipe there. You talk about Richmond, track position's just king out here.
Track position is the utmost just about at every track here, and at Richmond it means the most too, Dean. It's the easiest way, is to start up front, stay up front. And you take note right now, Jason Spears moved up from that 4th position. He's now in P2.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the Torgerson get the loose, and that allowed Spear to get one. I'm not sure how he got the other, but doing very well. And, there's a few tracks that I think of him at, and Richmond wasn't really one of them, so I'm really impressed with the 83 here. Really rolling the bottom too, Baron. I mean, that's the key to this track, isn't it?
It sure is, Dean. You got to be a bottom feeder at Richmond. There are high line passes to be made. Later in the run, we'll probably see some guys move up and try that high line. But Jason, I'm going to ask you, because you've been more recently in the car than I have, what kind of brake bias games are you playing from inside the machine right now to help that car turn?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, for me, I'm more of a standard guy. I'll keep that thing up around 60%. But you'll see guys who are more aggressive with it. They'll take it all the way down to the low 50s to help that thing turn. And I think, to be honest, they have more success than I do because of it. I mean, Jason, brake bias, that's something you play with?
Oh, absolutely, Dean. It'll be at one position the beginning of a run and one position at the end of a run. And you can watch here, we're looking at the in-car cams of some of these guys. You can tell Jason Spears, very solid, very smooth hands, very smooth through the corner. We're back here to Rick Thompson, and he's a little loose off. He probably has his brake bias a little to the rear end a little bit, getting him a little more free.
Well, look at the steering on this too, Baron. I mean, he's putting a lot of wheel into this thing.
He puts a lot of wheel going in, and you can watch the car unweight from the view that we're looking at right here. You see that car start to unweight, and they almost lift coming out of the turn, and it's always a flick of the wrist, a little bit of a counter steer coming out of the turn to help those rear tires grip and get that drive off.
All right, very interesting seeing the different techniques be deployed. Top 10, maybe the top 20, all single file here, and that's pretty standard. That's where we harp on track position. It's a little early to be talking about pit stops, but that is something guys will be looking at. That's going to be where you make some of your passes. Is Brantley way up the track here. He'll get a bit of a run out of it, though.
Brantley's trying to get around Herb Ashley, and he does.
Yeah, I mean, he's making it work up there, and that's what we were talking about. Rachel's still running a bit of a high line. Brantley moving up there, but you see the car is tight. So, I mean, I think you can use it in one corner and not the other, perhaps.
Well, you'll see a lot of guys change their lines as the race goes on. And I know I'm one, especially at Bristol. I always love the low line in 1 and 2 at Bristol and the high line at 3 and 4. It's a very odd way to run a track. You'll see guys, whatever fits their necessity at the time, they'll change it up as corner to corner.
So we looked around. Another thing that'd be interesting as this run goes along here is we're going to see some lap traffic eventually. I mean, 20-second laps here or so, 22 seconds. So I think by the halfway marker, our leader is already going to be watching out for some lap traffic. How much of an effect do they have out here on these guys, Jason?
Oh, that lap traffic, when you get to it, it's going to be an issue for this leader. And I'll tell you what, the second place, Jason Spear, and third of Rick Thompson are both consistently about a tenth faster than our leader. So that clean air is helping George Leo out right now. And when he comes up on some lap traffic, it's going to give him a hard time.
Yeah, that's a great point. Clean air is king. We know this. And here, back here, one of the kings, Buckshot Ripka, going underneath of Troy Torgerson. Torgerson struggling. He is down 7 spots. This is not the type of track where you can lose 7 and pick them back up. So Torgerson trying dearly to hang on here and hold on to 8th place.
Oh, he's loose out the first, even on the high side. There's a lot of grip that's being lost out here now.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think what you're looking at is a tight loose condition, because these guys are cranking the wheel. I mean, let's go on board here with Torgerson, and maybe you can just see what we can see. You see all of that wheel into the car, and then you come off and you get into the throttle. You still got that thing cranked. She'll break loose on you.
Yeah, there's a lot of grip out there. Barron, sorry to cut you off. There's a lot of grip out here. I'm watching guys coming off the exit of the corner and getting loose, and that loose is because that front end is over gripping.
Yeah, and you're right, Jason, to your point, right? The more wheel you put in there, the easier it is to lose the back end. These things are built on an X, and so the more you do to the left front, the worse the right rear gets.
Yeah, it was very interesting. We just seen it there. Watch the massive corrections from Torgerson, and he's loose, chasing her down the track again. So Torgerson going to fall more, now down 10 spots. Rick Thompson into the wall in third. He'll lose 1. Greg Ratliff going by. Jason Ratliff gets underneath. So these cars going away here on lap 26 of 175.
That's fun to watch.
Goodyear tires going through a heat cycle, and it caught some guys off guard there.
So, we talked about track position and perhaps saving tire wasn't an issue here. I'd like to change my mind on that and say maybe we should be saving some tire out here. Thompson still wiggling that machine, not agreeing with him right now, but he is holding on to that spot, but he's fighting so hard on that high side. Barron, is that going to hurt him? I mean, you just seen it there, almost into the wall. Now here comes Claus Williams, sorry.
Yeah, Claus Williams filling up the rearview mirror of that machine right there. And I mean, Claus is coming on strong here. He's only up 1 position, but it felt like he was all the way back for a while. He's just recovered 1, but looking for more here.
Thompson still fighting it off the corner. I mean, I don't expect that condition to get any better, Jason. I mean, he's got his hands full the rest of this run, doesn't he?
No, I've been zeroed in on this race for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th here. These guys are putting it down, and they're making moves and making things happen. It's been great. But look at their buckshot there, the guy called out, Mr. Lance Ripka, coming up there into fighting for that 7th position. He's coming.
Yeah, he made a great move underneath Otto Viani there. The 52 completes the mat, and Thompson again loose. So Williams takes to the high side to get around him. Thompson is fighting that machine. He's been so good on most of the tracks, and that thing is gone. He's got another, I don't know how many laps. I mean, minimum, he's got another 20, 30 laps to do here.
Do we have an in-car on him, Dean? We can watch his hands and see what he's got going on, or?
Absolutely. We hop on board with Rick Thompson here, and you see it drift up in the center. I mean, she's tight and she's snapping on him, and he can't get a grip on it. You see in his mirror, Otto Viani's coming, and Ripka's probably underneath him already.
Yeah, that's an amazing view right there, seeing how he's working the car, working the track, and he's just struggling right now, unfortunately.
Yeah, and like I said, this is just going to get worse and worse for him. He might be able to crack in run number 2, but I'm telling you, he wants a yellow in the worst way, or at least he wants to get to pit road as soon as possible. There's Otto Viani. He makes a move underneath the Thompson, and you can just see the difference. No correction here, Barron.
Well, we saw a correction as we were talking about Rick Thompson's drive. saw Lance Ripka trying to get by Rick, and that back end was dancing around, so Lance got his hands full, too.
Yeah, and Otto Viani, who we're on board with here, known to be, and you see Greg Ratliff just got past. Apparently he had some kind of problem. Maybe he got loose up there. But I think Otto Viani is going to be really good here on the long run. You just see how smooth this driving is. He's staying on the yellow line, smooth, as Thompson goes up to the wall and again gets past. So, I mean, Thompson's struggling. Otto Viani's surging here. Up front, George Leal stretching it out. Jason Spear doing a great job in second. Jason Ratliff in third. It's Williams fourth. He pushes up the track a bit there. And it's Greg Ratliff down to fifth now. He's lost a couple. Here comes Ripka and Otto Viani.
Yeah, Claus Williams, the ninja guy who we haven't talked about much. He's always one of those late run guys who all of a sudden appears.
Yeah, absolutely. A little further back, you got Tony Ratliff, Jason Jackson, your points leader. They've gotten by Rick Thompson as he continues to hemorrhage. It's Paul Travis and Rachel Hunt back here. And how about Ian Spear, the youngster in the 34, having a nice little run here. And you see how smooth he's hugging that bottom line.
Right behind him, Jason Bradley sharing the Hard Charger Award right now with Lance Ripka up 6 spots. I mean, that's a big run for Jason.
Yeah, Brantley has been really good lately, but look at this line. This is some kind of crazy line he's running here, and it's working for him. And could this be something to do, Baron, when you look at this car and what we've seen on tape, the way it's driving, could this actually be the correct line?
Well, Dean, the correct line is the one that gets you to the front.
That's what I mean, by the way.
Yeah. That's the only line that I was ever looking for. Is which one gets me up to the front of this thing, and then that'll be the one I'll take. But you know, I want to shout out Jason while we're looking at him. Last week,
Caution, Torgerson in the wall with Buskirk here. Not sure what happened. We'll get a look at it. Tragedy here. Torgerson toes to the pits. So here's Buskirk underneath of Torgerson. All looks well here so far. Oh, and I don't know what happened there, but that was either a full send or he got pushed in there. That's Troy Torgerson. Let's have a look at it again. I think he got hit. He did. The 20 of Suggs just come in and clobbered him and pushed him up into Buskirk. So, wow. Caution here early on.
Dang unfortunate.
That was something else. I mean, and these guys that were out here leading, they probably didn't want to see this. Pits, though, on lap 41, we're going to have, what, about 135 left. So I don't think they can make it from here, but now we got a shorter run to deal with to get to the next pit stop. Will that affect what these guys do or how they decide to run this next section, Baron?
Oh, it definitely will, Dean. You know, tire management will be a key now. If guys, there's somebody in that field right now going to try to make it the whole way. Who that going to be, I'm not sure, but somebody's going to roll the dice.
Looks like Ian Spear, our second Ian Spear, coming around the outside. So we got a father-son duo out here. And somehow, some way, Papa Spear has come to the front. Now, he did not stop. He came through the pits without stopping. I'm assuming he'll come back in. He must have missed his stall. So, yeah, and he's coming back in. So that's a non-starter there on that one.
Just wanted to take a second to shout out our driver of that beautiful East Coast web print machine.
That was a worm.
I'm sorry, I'm here.
Jason
communication
Brantley
now.
Here.
Yep. Was that Brandley talking? Okay. So Brandley sent me a nice T-shirt, Grassroots Racing all over it, and Wind Tunnel TV on the front, wearing it proudly. I want to thank Jason and everybody over at East Coast Web Printers. Without them, we couldn't do it, and it's on me to tell you that if you don't have them as your first dial on your phone for any web printer needs or commercial printing needs, you need to call the folks at East Coast Web Printers. They're equipped to handle any job you got from 5,000 to 5 million for all of your publication and magazine manuals, inserts, direct mails, and printing. And I got to tell you, quality, service, and experience you can trust. Not only that, one of the very most generous men to help us here at Wind Tunnel TV. We really appreciate his partnership.
You bet we do. Makes the world of sim racing go round. We love our sponsors. And I gotta tell you, I love this t-shirt because I got a little large, you know, like a triple large, and it fits rather nice, I gotta say.
Yeah, well, I got me a large and it fit real good. It makes my chest look big, Dean.
All right. Well, as long as you don't have breasts, it's okay.
She said, what's Wind Tunnel TV mean? And I was like, you don't want to know.
Well, no. What do you mean? We gotta promote it. We're back, Green Flag Racing. Spear, good job on the outside, but Leo got away behind him. Jason Ratliff and Claus Williams.
Big jump on Leo on the inside there. I mean, nothing wrong with it. He just took advantage of it. Jason Spear back there in second place, and I just have to say, knowing that old KG veteran, I'm going to talk about him all night as long as he's running up front like this. Man, he's having a heck of a run hanging in there.
Yeah, he's really doing a nice job. I don't want to say too much more. I don't want to put any booth jinx on him.
There's no such thing as a booth jinx. They do it to themselves.
Well, I beg to differ, sir, but the evidence shows something very different.
Let's just say the statistics.
Don't try big words, Baron.
Lance Ripka up there, P5, gentlemen. He's on the move.
All right, Lance Ripka, Buckshot up 7 spots on the evening. Definitely on the move. Got himself track position. And, you know, when these cautions come out, that's what it's about, right? It's gaining. You've worked hard to gain, say, 5, 7 spots or whatever. Now you get a caution. You're back on the same tire cycle. It can be big, can't it, Baron?
It sure can be. And look, we discussed it after the caution. Like, can this track go with 135 laps? Again, we're going to see guys try it.
Well, it's possible. I mean, I don't know. That seems a little out of range, but I really don't know. It may be so. Rachel Hunt still rocking that high line. Of course, you got Ian Spear, the youngster, underneath here.
They're mimicking those moves.
Look,
you got Brantley back there still making those big high moves, moving up.
I mean, Jason, he just rocketed from that crazy high line all the way up here and underneath of Ian Spear.
He did. That's an old N2003 high line move right there. Is taking that huge arc of the corner. You know what I'm talking about, Baron.
I do.
You take that huge arc into the corner, you come down low and ride it out. That's a big move. Maybe he's saving some tires doing that move.
That's the old ride downhill, right? I mean, you take it off the top and ride her down that hill and get yourself a little extra speed. Out front, George Leal still rocking out here, but Spear hanging right with him. How about Jason Spear? We talked a lot about him, but can he hang on here, Baron? I mean, first run, evidence says he can.
Yeah, and look, Jason runs really consistently too, and this is a rhythm track. I think this is suited for his driving style. And look, he's putting a bobble right on George Leal right now.
He's about to give him the business, y'all. He's on him.
He's getting that chrome horn ready for action.
I'm telling you, it's really good to see. I've known Jason Spear a long time. I've known a lot of these races a long time. And this is an impressive run by Jason Spear right now. I'm going to talk about him all night till he screws it up.
Talking about putting the booth jinx on someone. My goodness. How about that yellow, Jason? Are you impressed with that yellow added onto this car?
I am. The car looks fantastic, actually. That is a great-looking paint job. I mean, I think that Jason Spear is faster than George Leal right now, and I think he's being extremely patient because that's the kind of veteran that Jason Spear is.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Maybe too patient. I mean, track position
Maybe.
is king, and he might, his opportunity might have led in those first 5 or 10 laps because Leal, long run master, and he just opened up a little bit of a lead behind him. Jason Ratliff working over Claus Williams, looking for third, and your man right in there, Buckshot Repka, now in 5th, and he is ready to pounce.
Yeah, I was looking at lap averages and stuff when these guys were practicing earlier in practice, Dean, and watching a Buckshot, a.k.a. Lance Ripka, on the average times when you get up 10, 20 laps, 25 laps, he was and held the fastest times over the course of that average. So it doesn't surprise me to see him up here fighting for the 4th, 5th, 6th position.
Yeah, well, that's great information. These guys practice these runs, and if you've got the quickest, those averages, I mean, you're going to be good. There's no doubt about it. Track position's still king right now. He finds himself behind side by side. Pretty hard, Baron, to make a move when they're running side by side in front of you.
Well, it's a parking lot at that point, Dean. You're just trying to pick the fastest line. And so once the hole presents itself, you plug it and hope that the guy above you is able to handle his car.
Yeah, I always try and think of the positive of the situation, and if I'm in this spot, it's time to save tire, right? Let's just roll it here. We're not going anywhere. Ain't no sense in riding up on people. Let's just wait it out and save a little tire, and I think he's doing just that. This fight continues.
Leaders. I love the battles up front. Oh,
No, gosh.
Rick Thompson involved, I believe. Could be Herb Ashley. Looks like he had a problem in the old Whataburger machine. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. You guys have to correct me. You're the Americans here.
It's Whataburger.
Whataburger?
But it sounds like Whataburger from the accent.
Well, I appreciate. Oh boy, that's Ashley on Ashley crime right there, folks.
It's crime.
Oh, that's some brotherly love right there. Yeah, there's some conversation going on at the house right now.
So we'll see here from this angle. We'll go quarter speed here. 2 people racing for the same little piece of real estate. It looks like Tom comes up and just barely gets into Herb, and around they go.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he thought he had room there. That is a really tight situation. I mean, you can't put no fault on the driver just getting all he can get.
You see Rick Thompson still struggling out here. I thought something happened with him, but apparently not. All right, so everybody pitting except for Jason Suggs. So not sure what Suggs is doing. He may be coming in now. But Jason Ratliff makes a move. He comes off a pit road with a 10.5 pit stop. That's a 2-tire stop. Here we go. 2 tires. I absolutely love it.
That is a really smart move right now. At this point in the race, he can't do wrong by doing that. He's going to start with track position. It's early enough in the race where if it hurts him, he can make up for it. We're only at lap 63. We're going to lap 175. If he can hold on to this could be a winning move for this race if he's able to think the strategy through and keep it on top.
Well, track position is king. I mean, we've seen a little bit of this across the board at RGR lately. 2-tire stops. We've seen TJ Rogers in one of the series do a 2-tire stop on 50-lap tires. Green flag 2-tire stop. Finished second in that race. It didn't hurt him much at all. I don't know how this is going to play out. Baron, this is a bold move.
I love the move, Dean. To Jason's point, try it now. I mean, there's absolutely no downside right now. We know that he's fast, so why not parlay that into some track position, see if you can hold it.
So now the beneficiary here is himself, of course, and Leal, but Spear stuck on the high side behind Suggs. How much will that hurt him? This is where Jason Spear has to keep his composure, not let this rattle him.
3 wide.
Yeah, it's
3 wide. You gotta go. You gotta go. If I'm Jason Spear, I'm going 3 wide into turn 1.
Well, yeah, we're gonna see what happens. Green flag.
He's
drops.
gotta run.
He's gotta run. And he's doing just that. He takes straight to the high side. Jason, you called it. What a move. The 83 looking for the race lead. And now it looks like Leo. Oh no, Leo and Ratliff are good. They're coming through. So good, hard racing here.
Well, there's 2 tires, 4 tires, 83 to the lead. You give him a lap.
And here comes Ripka. So that 2 tires in the 55 machine, not quite as good as the 4 that Spear has, but he's hanging on nice. Ripka taking advantage here. Or trying. I mean, Jason Ratliff, actually, all of a sudden, he's getting better.
Yeah, I'm shocked. I'm shocked here that Spear isn't able to clear and go on. I believed on the short run that Spear was faster than anybody in the top 5.
Oh, and Leo out of control! Violently loose, and he hangs on to it. That was amazing. He was in full wobble mode there, Baron.
Oh, absolutely sideways. You don't get him more sideways than that without getting him wrecked.
Nah, he's Leo's wrecking or leading, one of the two. And unfortunately, he's lost some spots here with Jason Spear leading up front. I'm telling y'all, he's going to take off from here. He's going to put a gap on him. He's going to run some good laps.
You know, he did exactly what you said, Jason. And I didn't know, like, Jason's a very cautious driver, calculated. And I guess he calculated that this is what I got to do. He was right in sync with you. Are you guys on the same microphone or something? What's going on?
I haven't talked to Jason in months. I just knew, I believe that he was aware of his situation. I believe that he was aware that he was probably a little bit faster on the short run than George Leal. And I knew he wanted the lead because I know him. And here he is, leading this race right now, lap 70. And we're a third of the way there, and he's put the cap on him a little bit.
Yeah, he's doing a great job up front. Back here, Suggs still falling here with those no tires on that, or 2 tires, I'm not sure. I think he did not stop. So Suggs is just done. I mean, he getting passed by the entire field.
And this is leading right into Jason's hands. Imagine if this race stays green right now. With those guys with 2 tires and no tires behind, they're just going to hold everybody up. Jason Spear's going to benefit from this. I mean,
yeah,
this could be big.
I mean, he got clean air out here. We know how important that is. He's been solid. Just got to not overthink it. Don't overdrive it. He is walking away a little bit, to use a phrase someone once told me.
Walking away. This is amazing. This is, I wouldn't hope the most for myself in a race right now with Jason Spear. I believe he's in the seat. He's leading this race. He's in the catbird seat. I mean, I feel really confident and hope that, the broadcaster's curse, I'm not wishing it upon him. It's just great to see him run this well up front.
Just know, Jason, I just knocked on wood for you, so we tried to cancel
10-4,
that.
I did a stand.
All right, Michael Walker back here in 12th. He's up 10 spots, and 2 back behind him is George Rincon. Of course, Gilly, the Toad Man, is sandwiched in between, but Rincon and Walker up 10 spots each. They're our biggest movers. Ripka up in 3rd is up 9, so he's another big mover. How about these guys run here, Baron? Michael Walker the 2nd and George Rincon.
Well, I love seeing George out there, take... And George is one of those guys, like, he will quietly climb through a field, and then all of a sudden you look up and he's in the top 5. Like, where did he come from, guy? You know what I'm saying? George, just not having the night we kind of expect that of George here at Richmond.
Well, I mean, not bad for Rincon here. I mean, he is in, 14th position, up 10 spots. Like I said, a lot of racing left. Michael Walker also, been seeing him over in the Gen 4 series. He really enjoys those cars. So different cars are suiting guys in different ways. That's interesting to cover these different series and just find out. Right now, though, Jason Spear leading this thing. Yeah, great story there. We got Jason. So we got Jason in the booth is rooting for Jason, who's leading, and Jason in second is on a two-tire stop and holding on to second. I mean, is it the night of the Jasons here, Jason?
I mean, it's epic. I can't believe that Jason Ratliff has held on this long with Ripka behind him. Man, he's doing a fantastic job. And anybody who's paying attention should pay note to the fact that he's only got two tires, because that could be big at the end of this race.
It really could. And I want to talk more about it here. When you take just two right side tires, well, I'll go to you, Baron. What will that do to this car?
Well, you know, a lot of guys will take two tires and loosen the thing up, and maybe that's just what he needed.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Because although we're seeing people get loose off the corner, I think it's that tight loose, right? I think it's the lack of rotation that's causing them to oversteer it on exit, and that's why they're breaking loose. So it's actually a tight car, and I think I wouldn't say it helped them, but I don't think it hurt them any, Jason.
Nah, it's a beautiful race back here for second place with Buckshot, Ripka, and who is that? Jesus, sorry, Ratliff.
George Leal, we ride on board with here, but Ripka and Ratliff right in front of them.
And this is a beautiful race for second and third because Spears taking advantage of this and he's just walking away.
Well, you love to see it, don't you? Go ahead, Baron.
Yeah, Leal's cooled his tires. He's regained his composure here after that incident he almost created for himself. He's past Claus Williams, and he's knocking on the back door here of Jason Ratliff.
Oh, yeah, don't count out George Leal. I mean, he knows how to manage his stuff. That was an immense bobble. Matter of fact, it had me thinking of, I talk about the bicycle sometimes when I see that speed wobble, because there was a hill I went down. We used to have a speedometer on our bicycle. There was this big hill, and I got her up to 80 miles an hour, or 80 kilometers an hour, sorry, on that bicycle, and the old wheel started to do that speed wobble thing. It was fairly frightening, I gotta tell you. And I think that's what George Leal felt like right there.
80 kilometers an hour for our redneck friends back at home. Roughly 55 miles an hour on two wheels.
Oh, it was very daring. I think I tried to go no hands at one point. Big mistake.
Yeah, your fastest guy on track right now is Buckshot Lance Kripke in second place. He's tracking our leader down, guys.
He's definitely tracking him down. Let's get a look in on that. There is our time delta. And we'll try and make that a little bit larger.
That's what she said.
Now, catching and passing is two different things. And we know Spear, the veteran that he is, and I keep saying it, I'm sorry if I do. I'm not trying to stroke homeboy's ego. But, you know, catching and passing is two different things. And the time difference between their lap times, he'll catch them. I don't think he'll pass them.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, and we got caution. It's Nathan Hardy.
And who knows now?
Oh, and so, yeah, we're going to shake it up again and watch out for any two-tire stoppers. I mean, the evidence is in on the two-tire stop. So what do you think, Baron?
I'm thinking they all get four here. This would be the last stop of the night.
Well, let's pick someone around the back. Rachel Hunt, you know, Jason Brantley in 18th. I mean, they could take two and get some track position.
I'm looking at that guys at 7th, 8th, and 9th right now. The guys that take two and put it up there. They took four probably before. I might be wrong. But if they take two now, they're going to put themselves in position.
I mean, Jason Ratliff only fell to third, and he was barely off the pace.
Oh, yeah.
I think that someone out here has got to have seen that and thought, you know what, I need track position.
Please, I hope they do. Mix this up for us, y'all.
So far, everybody grabbing four. Someone looks like Kane, maybe? No, that is Ripka coming first out. What happened to Jason Spear?
Oh, no.
Jason Spear back in 8th position.
Oh, no.
30 pit.
Booth Jinx engaged, perhaps.
No. Oh, no.
Well, we're going to try and get a look at it here if we can find them.
Oh, you got it. We got to see this. What happened? He's got to have slid through his pits or something.
Looks like he's right at the edge of his pit stall.
Yeah.
Is he getting clean?
Oh!
No.
So not only did he slide through it, guys, I don't think he realized it. So it was a double whammy. It took him a couple of seconds to realize it. He reverses. Back he goes. Wow, tragedy. And you see there Ripka coming out. Now he's in the best seat in the house.
In first, out 8th. Man, JJ,
Painful.
come on, brother.
Yeah, that's
Painful.
tragedy, but I tell you, it's entertainment for us, Baron, because he's got a good car, and we're going to see if he can work his way back through here. 60 or 85 to go.
Well, he's done it before. Let's do it again.
That's right.
Yeah, I hope he I mean, not to say I want him to drive angry, but I hope he drives angry. I hope he goes out there and gets what he deserves, because he has run a fantastic race up to this point.
All right, so pit stops always big. They're big here again tonight. Ripka and Ratliff take off. Leo all of a sudden surging. He's into second. So Leo's little bauble, it's all out the window. Ratliff way up the track, perhaps adjusting to what 4 tires feel like. How about Claus Williams in that in the East Coast Web Printers machine? He's down on the bottom. He's coming forward. He's into 4th.
Yeah, that 80, we still got a track temp about 87 degrees right now. Real field, real ambient temp 82. You know, these guys are going to push hard. They push hard. They're going to push themselves loose. You know what? If a guy is smart, he'll take care of his stuff for the first 10, 15 laps, and he'll have something.
All right. We got Ratliff, Greg, that is, underneath of Jason Jackson, our points leader, as Ripka just set the best lap of the race at 21.80. Wow, Greg Ratliff riding up in the center, almost into Jackson.
Big wash up there. Looks like he kind of lost the nose.
We had temporary 3 wide back there, but that settles itself out.
Just to FYI, Dean, your Lions are down 24-7 right now.
This is inappropriate, Jason. You do not, we do not want to anger the broadcaster. It's preseason. I mean, I'll tell you what, for football, you people know I'm a Lions fan. Football, we used to go 4-0 every preseason, and then we go 0-16 during the regular season. We've swapped those, so we don't care anymore about preseason.
4th and 14.
Go for it. Campbell will go for it. Here's a look a little further back. We got some people battling. Rachel Hunt still rocking that high line here at the back. Nathan Hardy off the wall just a hair.
Well, Dean, Baron, unfortunately for the rest of the field, got Buckshot, Lance Ripka up front here. A couple hundreds faster a lap.
And what's he doing?
He's a couple hundreds a lap faster than everybody else on the track.
He's walking away.
Well, he ain't walking away, but he's managing his stuff, and I think he's going to be the man here to beat.
Well, he definitely is, but don't count out others, including Jason Spear. Spear's got to manage his time here, but he's going to need a caution. What he would really love to do is come in here, pick up 2 or 3 of these spots here over the next 20 laps and see another caution to reset this field. So we'll see. It's still lots of time. The Toad Man, Todd Gilly, down on the bottom. Brantley zipping that funky line still, and he is making it work. And what a run he's got. He's going to come right around and now to the outside of Walker.
No, I'm calling it. All right.
You're calling it.
75 laps to go. He has called his shot. He's pointing towards the outfield stand.
I'm calling it. I watched this guy in practice. He's smooth.
Well, let's get a look on that smoothness, Jason. Maybe you can just tell us what we're seeing.
I've seen this guy race for years now with the RGR League. All these guys are quality racers. But this guy, when you put him out front, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's about 8 other guys in this league you put out front. But this guy, he gonna do it.
All right, you give him the old wink there, the wink and the pointer, right? This guy.
I think it was. I think we got the gun and the wink right
there.
there.
Gun and the wink, yeah.
Again, the wink, man. I'm telling you.
All right, great
Look
job
at that
by
nice
Ripka.
shallow entry. It's a good picture.
Yeah, he's looking good out here. George Leland second. Do not count him out. Jason Ratliff the same. These top 3, awfully tough. I wouldn't be surprised if they run him down. Ripka's Achilles heel, as of late, the long run. So we'll see how it plays out. Claus Williams in 4th. Paul Travis in 5th right now. Then it's Jackson, Greg Ratliff, Jason Spear, Michael Ottoviani, and Rick Thompson. Thompson's still up here. We've seen his struggles early. Barron, has he figured it out here after a couple of runs?
Well, and also, he's had an eventful night here, Dean, and Rick has recovered nicely. Still got some work to do here, but love what I'm seeing out of this driver right now.
Yeah, he's a tough competitor, and I think he, if you didn't practice out here, it might have caught him off guard, but by now they've learned. Ian Spear in 11th, Jason Brantley up 8 and still rocking that high line. What do we call that line, Jason?
It's the right line right now.
No, I mean what did you call it? The old days?
Oh, the old days from in 2003. Yeah, that's an old school line where you come in really high and you loop down a little bit. You don't want to go to the bottom and you come off high. That's an old school from the end 2003 days of running Richmond. I won a race in the 1990s on the 10 network running that line. Sorry about that.
1990s, the 10 network. Barron, old timers in the booth here.
I'm one of them. I don't know what he's talking about.
How about the Toad Man, Todd Gilly here? He's in 15th, right around where he started, down 1 spot. Looking pretty good here so far. He's having a decent run.
I'll tell you what, these boys are getting after it. I'm seeing a few guys wrap that right rear off of the wall.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt. The wall here, what we're seeing is that it's, for the drivers, they don't even think they're hitting the wall. So when you see that big puff of dust come off the wall, it's a hit, but not really registered, no damage happening, and you'll see it quite often. But if they get in a little bit harder, they can change the whole balance of the car on this thing, and it can be catastrophic.
Well, Dean, what they don't realize is they're not loose, they're actually tight.
Yes.
That's
a great point, Jason.
So if they thought, if you just back that corner up a little bit, take a little bit of a lower entry, they can get a better exit speed, and they're going to make up more time.
Yeah, it's something, we talk about quite a bit. It's are you really loose, or are you battling a tight condition and putting too much wheel into it? So there's definitely a difference here. Jason Jackson, our points leader, doing what points leaders do, Barron, is late in the race, and he's starting to come forward now, trying to surge up into the top 5.
Showing up when it matters. That's what is happening right here. Jason Jackson is king of that. We saw it last season. He's doing it again, Dean.
He is. I mean, early on, just didn't look like his night or his track. Here we are in the second half of the race, and he is coming. He's going to grab this spot. So there he goes, up into fifth now, up 8 spots on the evening. A little further back, you got Spears still following the big dog, Greg Ratliff. So we'll see how that plays out. He looks like he's content for now, but he could be saving something for the end.
Yeah, you know, talking about Jason Jackson again, some more. That's what a points leader does, right, y'all? I mean, he just stays patient. He gets what he can get, and then here he is breaking into the top 5, and he's gonna maintain that points lead and do everything he needs to do. So this is the perfect play, the perfect strategy for that guy. I mean, he's playing it perfect.
I mean, when we talk about championship runs, right, we often talk about how turning, say, a 12th place car, at least in the early going, you feel like you're 12th, 15th or something, and somehow getting a top 5, ideally, is what champions do. That's exactly what he's doing here tonight.
Yeah, he's a championship leader. He's quietly moved himself in the top 5. He's going to stay ahead in the championship points. And if he keeps doing this kind of strategy, he's going to win the championship.
Well, I love it. Bold claims all night here from Jason Martin in the booth. I mean, I like how you stand on your predictions out here. Brantley still moving up on that funky line.
Up 9 spots.
Yeah, I like Brantley's line. It's smart. He's getting them where they're not. It's a good move, you know. He's probably taking a better car, and he's driving it better than the car is capable of.
You know, these Ratliffs out here, they confound me. I almost don't know who the rifleman is anymore as we look in on Tony Ratliff with that Colt machine. You know, I think he's the rifleman. Is Jason the rifleman? I got to write it down. I'm getting old, folks. Ian Spear back here in 13th, right behind Brantley. Behind him, Michael Walker's picked up 8. He's into 14th. So everybody doing a nice job out front. Ripka ripping it around. He's opened up a 1-second lead over George Leal, who looks like George is starting to come. Then it's Jason Ratliff and Claus Williams. These top 4 have a little separation. Jason Jackson starting to creep back into the picture. Time winding down here, Baron. I mean, we get down to this point, 55 laps. This is Richmond, not Atlanta or something, so it's time to get going here.
Yeah, these laps are ticking down quickly. These drivers know it. We're in the latter third of the race now. We can see comers and goers, and here we were kind of talking about Jason Spear having a little trouble on pit road, how it cost him. He's been stuck there, Jason, hadn't he? He's finally getting one back here, but we thought he'd be at the front already.
Baron, I got to tell you, man, I really think we got a direct line to his brain tonight. Jason said something earlier about going 3 wide on the restart. He did it. I just said it's time to get going. He starts moving. So we are in sync. I mean, this 83 is not done yet.
No, I don't think he is. I think he's being too patient, though. I think he's got a car. He's got the wheel to do it. I think he's being too patient with people, and he needs to put himself out there a little more. And, he could be a lot farther than he is. I really think he has a good car.
I think, Jason, I agree with you to some point, but if you're going to wait and start moving, I think this is the exact perfect time. 50 to go, not 20 to go, you know what I mean? He's starting to make his move here, and he's coming. I mean, he is absolutely going to get by Travis here, and he's going to do it in short order.
I agree. I agree with what you're saying. I just wish he would be a little more aggressive. I think it would benefit him to be a little bit more aggressive, but I see your point.
I mean, timing is everything. Is the timing right? Thompson moves up there past Greg Ratliff. Spear right to the back of Travis here. He'll make this move. Travis basically
Easily,
giving it to him. So there you go. There's another spot. Up into 6 goes the 83.
Making moves.
Yeah,
Love it.
you certainly might be right, Dean, that he kind of kept his things together, saved a little tire, and here he comes. But he's not going to here he comes for the lead from this point.
Well, we're just looking at that, Jason. You can see the chart here. He is actually opening up the gap over the last 10 laps. It's gone up from around 0.8 seconds up to 1.2 seconds. So he's starting to stretch it out. And I told you, his Achilles heel has been the long run. Doesn't look like it tonight.
No, it certainly doesn't. I've been watching lap times too, so I'm fully on board with what you're talking about.
All right, so Ripka leader here on lap 127. Leal switching lines. That's a distinct, a showing that he is not happy with losing time here. He is searching for something out there, Baron.
Well, and that's just it. You're talking about a guy who's used to leading races and winning races. He got a little bit of trouble, and now that car's not exactly to his liking. So he's hunting for some grip so he can catch that ripping machine. But he's got a ways to go.
Yeah, Dean, can we get an in-car at George Leal right now? I'm interested in his high line, low line turn 1 and 2.
Absolutely can. We ride on board with George Leal.
And here we are, through 3 and 4, taking the high line.
That was
Come
1
on,
and
turn
2,
4.
I believe.
Oh, was it 1 and 2?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's high line 1 and 2, low line 3 and 4.
Yeah, and it's very interesting that you would do that. I mean, traditionally, kind of might be the opposite, I think. I don't know.
Right, no, that's what I was saying. It was a little surprising to me. 1 and 2 is a little bit faster, and 3 and 4 is a little bit of a lazier corner. So we think the high side through 3 and 4 would be a better choice. But it looks to me, just visually, that he may be gaining ground. I'm not staring at lap times right now.
Definitely is. He's picked up a 10th here just recently. So this little switch up he's decided to pull is working for him. And, this is the funky line again. And I'm loving it. But, I mean, I don't think he's making up enough right now. 1 second in front is Lance Ripken. So that's 2/10 he picked up. He's coming.
Yeah, that's big. That's an interesting line. It's not, how would you say?
Traditional.
It's not typical traditional to do that, but it's worked for him, and he's definitely gaining ground. He was a 10th faster looking at lap times last lap.
Yeah, he's definitely coming. We're going to have a battle before this thing is out. And, with over 40 laps remaining here, I don't know, all these guys back here, Thompson, Otto Viani in 9th, Greg Ratliff 10th. There goes Otto Viani. So someone who I expect to be very good on the long run. I mean, he's starting to move now. Probably a little late to go too far up the standings, but he's coming. Looks like Tony Ratliff coming up on Greg. So those guys are starting to battle. So a little bit of movement around the track. This is the point where it happens. And you can see visually, Leal is in the picture with Ripka now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
And back to Ottaviani, I was watching him mid-race, and he had a really good solid run up to that first caution, and he stayed consistent. And then after the first caution, he gained a little bit, and now he seemed to fall back.
Yeah, I think he's being super patient, much like Jason talked about, Baron, that maybe too patient.
Yeah, and sometimes you can kind of patience yourself right out of the race. There's a fine line between patience and lazy. And if you're too lazy, you'll create a deficit for yourself that you or the car can't recover from.
You've been talking to my ex again?
Damn it, Dean, that's the funniest thing you're going to say all night.
Me?
Brantley he's still working that line. I think it's had limited success what he's been doing, but it's been good enough for a +6 on the board up to 14th. Ian Spear and George Dibble right where they started. Haven't talked about George tonight too much. He is in 16th here. You know, we got the Dibble Dogs crew out in YouTube land. We should have been on him a little bit more tonight. George Dibble, pretty pedestrian night for him so far.
Hey, we need a T-shirt that says Dibble Dogs on it.
Well, we had a crash there the other night, and there was Dibble Dogs all over the track. Kids were out there scurrying around trying to pick them up and stuff. It was a wild scene.
That's awesome.
Well, not to get off Dibble for a second, but just going back to Brantley. You know what? If a guy doesn't feel like he's good at a track, he finds something he's good at a track, and he makes it work. And look, the guy has game positions, and here he is, you know. So he's doing what he needs to do, what he can do.
Absolutely. I mean, we take Michael Walker here as well. He's up 10 spots on the night, and that's a great observation, Jason, that, you know, sometimes a track just doesn't agree with you, so you just change it. Just change it. You know, maybe you don't like running the low line. Fine. Let's make that middle or high line work, and let's salvage something out of this thing.
Sure, absolutely. And he's doing what he needs to do for his best position, and that's great to see. It's really good to see.
Good racing back here. Rick Thompson right in the front of Greg Ratliff, Tony Ratliff, and then Walker's coming along with the Toad Man, Todd Gilly. But up front, Ripka has been run down. George Leal coming close to 30 to go here. He has caught our leader, or almost caught him. We're going to have a battle. Corey Buskirk on pit road. Unscheduled stop.
Now these guys, they got fuel to the end, right, gentlemen? We're good on that.
Absolutely good on fuel. Greg Ratliff battling underneath Thompson here.
Well, that run by Leal was no accident either. He was very, very patient, and he has caught the leader.
Yeah, he's been super patient, and you see where he's running versus where Ripka is running. And this is what I talked about earlier, you know, the long run. Leal excels at it. Ripka's average at it at this point. And you can see that he's changing his line here, so he is searching out there, trying to make that car stable, trying to feel some rotation and some grip out there, whereas Leal is down there at least close to the yellow line.
And Jason, there's another Jason in the picture here. George Leal's brought Ratliff right along with him.
Yeah, gentlemen, I got something to say here. It's a big deal. I see a problem, respectfully, with Lance Ripka's driving right now. He needs to take that bottom line. He needs to get in front of George Leal right now and take the air off his nose.
Yep, muddy that water.
Yeah. Now, it may not be Lance's preferred line, but he'll definitely take away that line from George Leal right now. He needs to run that low line. He needs to dump dirty air on his nose, and that will at least delay something that George quite possibly looks like he's going to be doing here soon.
Well, we've seen the opposite in recent weeks. Baron, you know, guys who are going on the high side and really rocketing up to catch someone, say like a Jason Jackson who was running low. And we get down there, and Jason was unwilling or unable to run that high line, and he ended up losing the race. Could we see the same here? Is this exactly what Jason Martin's referring to?
Well, I think I'm gonna echo what Jason just said. Lance has changed his line a little bit. He's up half a lane, I should say. And that's a little bit different for him. So, like, is he doing it to preserve tire? Is he doing it because he feels like the car needs it? Or is he playing so much defense that he's missing the line altogether? I don't think that's the case, but whatever has happened to that machine, the 51 is getting bigger.
Well, and the 51's loving this, to go on Jason's point. I mean, he's getting full downforce because he's getting all that air on the spoiler, and Lance just is not taking it away from him. So, I mean, in this corner, they're similar. You go to the next corner, though, and watch. He just can't get to the bottom.
He's got to take that low line. He's giving it to him.
Yeah, Leo's coming. It isn't just Leo. Right there. Jason Ratliff also. But we got a battle for the lead. Side by side. Ripka and Leo. Leo likely going to take this lead away. And can Jason Ratliff get up and under here before the opportunity closes?
I mean, even if it didn't work for him, I mean, Leo's coming anyway. So you got to put it down there to see.
Well, what's done is done, and now Jason Ratliff, the big question. Will Ripka give him any room? Sometimes you'll say, hey, I got nothing for him, go get him. And you see there, Jason Ratliff almost tries to shock her, getting on the outside there.
Well, just like a chicken sandwich, you want it hot and nasty, and that's exactly what's happening right now with these front three.
Yeah, and we just seen those tires break loose for Jason Ratliff. They may getting a little hot and nasty. Back here, Jason Spears still coming. Not done yet. Might be too little too late, but he is moving into fourth underneath the Claus Williams.
Making the move there. Good for him.
Also, Jason Jackson in sixth. Right now, a nice run. I think the Whataburger machine has got some fresh rubber, so he's going to come up here and mess everything up. We'll see how that plays out. Jason Ratliff making a move again, but unable to complete it. Leal walking away.
Loose on the 52.
Ratliff is just desperate to get by Ripka. Ripka playing some defense or just running his line, but a tough pass right now. You see that Jason Ratliff isn't quite as low as where George Leal was. Therefore, he's getting more of that dirty air than what Leal did.
On the crossover here.
Toadman underneath of Rick Thompson here. A little wiggle from both of them. Toadman up to 12th. Nice solid run right in front of him. Greg Ratliff. Michael Walker's moved up into the top 10. He's up 12 spots on the night. Jason Spears still stuck behind Claus Williams. Can't do anything with them. This is it's costing him. And now here comes that Whataburger machine, and he's into Ripka. Wow, I told you he was going to get up here and make a wonderful mess of things. And he full sends it back in and holds up Jason Ratliff. So Ashley up here, and he's, you know, all he wants from lap cars with fresh tires to come through there clean and quick, and he didn't do that. So both guys got harmed by that, and Leal getting away. 1.5 seconds up.
So that was a lap car?
That is lap car, the 63 machine of Herb Ashley. Now he's trying to get back on the lead lap. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, he's got a race, but you got to do it clean. That was a little wild there, and very interesting.
No, absolutely. He has the right to every position that he puts his car in on the racetrack. You just got to be smart about it.
That's it. Spears still working on Williams here. Having a rough go. Williams rocking that high line, doing so good. You can see there, Spear, not the grip there, coming off the low side. So he'll back out again and try another time. Really, really hurting him here. He is closing on Jason Ratliff, though, and Lance Ripka. We only got 15 laps to go. George Leal putting on a show now. He played this one right, Baron. That long run that he's been waiting for, it finally came. He's played for it, and he is absolutely dominating now.
Yeah, he's found his rhythm. He let that car cool down after his incident, was patient. That's a championship kind of driving right there too, Dean. You know, if we get too many of these performances, George Leo is going to be a handful.
Jason Ratliff coming underneath of Lance Ripka here. Can he finally make the move and complete it? Ripka desperate to hold on with 13 to go. You're not going to give anybody anything. Side by side, they head down into 3. Tight racing. Jason a little better off the corner, but then it stalls out on him.
Yeah, Dan, it's really hard to get the power down on the inside like that because you don't want to ruin the guy on the outside's day, but you want to get by him. So, man, that's a real tough position to be in. You got to make it stick. You got to get that run from the exit of the corner and get it through the entry.
You see Spears still dealing with the same thing, Baron.
Yeah, and more lap traffic up there for these front 3, so.
Yeah, that's Nathan Hardy coming up there. He's going to come up here, and we'll see how he handles this. Jason Ratliff tags the wall a little bit. Hardy coming down in here.
The guy I see plowing through right now is Claus Williams coming up in the 4th position. It's about the end of this 3-way battle for 3rd place.
Yeah, well, him and Spear have been side by side for like 20 laps, and they're still gaining on Ripka and Ratliff. So if they could just get lined up, they would have already greened those spots probably. Now lap traffic, Nathan Hardy. Now he's handling it calmer, but the other thing I say is get the hell going, right? When you're up here.
Going out the way. Get on by us and let us keep racing.
Or back out, right? It's 9 to go.
Exactly.
Either back out or get going. One of the two.
You know, it's funny is watching these top 2, 2nd and 3rd, I should say. Up until that last lap, all their lap times were a little bit quicker than our leader, but I think our leader is long gone for it now.
Yeah, I think he's probably backed out by this point. He's on cruise control. Right now, looks like Ripka's going to handle that spot. The big battle still Spear and Claus Williams, and whether they can catch Ratliff or Ripka. Interesting battle. You know, these guys aren't, it's not like they're running side by side exactly. They're doing the corners different.
At different lines, very, very cool to see, you know.
It's something kind of inherent to Richmond, you know. There is a couple different lines to run, and if you figure it out, you know, a little something saves a little tire, a little turn here, a little high entry here, a little low exit here. They can work out for you.
Yeah.
A little
I agree.
A little something like that.
That's a beer.
George Leal, 5 to go as he lets Nathan Hardy come on through and get one of his laps back, or I don't know how he's doing lap down wise. You see the retirements over there, Busker, Kane, Ian Spears Sr. Ripka and Ratliff still slugging it out. It's amazing to watch. These guys just cannot get away from each other. Williams and Spears still inching in. A little too slow at this point to get there, I think.
Lagunitas. Little something beer. Go try it.
Little something beer. Yellow flag on the track. What is going on? Late caution.
Did he take the white flag?
No, sir. We are under caution. We will have a green-white checker.
We will have a green-white. Oh, my
Suggs.
God.
Brantley up into the wall. He comes off. And Suggs, I mean, I'm not sure what happened here, but looked like Brantley coming off the high line, a little out of sorts. He's into the wall. He's coming down a bit, and Suggs not giving him a whole lot of room. Contact made. Suggs goes down into the inside wall. I don't think anybody else gets involved. and we will have ourselves a thrilling green-white checker.
Oh my.
Oh my, and someone darted in. Ripka darts into pit road. Spear, Jackson come in. Travis, Thompson, and a bunch of others. But we got several people not pitting here. Oh, Nelly. Hold on to your hats.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
That's
So
the bait and
Spear,
switch.
assuming he can get in and out of his stall here, he will come out in 10th place with fresh rubber. And Jason, you want him to go 3 wide? He can be 3 wide for 3 laps.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be 3 wide for 3 laps, but I really don't think he's going to make it.
Ripka also in. I missed that. So Ripka actually going to be the first one out. He'll come back on the track in 10th. I mean, can we do it at Richmond? What kind of time differences are we looking at here, guys? Barron, I mean, is there any possibility of coming from 10th through all these cars?
I mean, in 3 laps, that's a stretch. But I'm here for it. I can't wait to see if it happens or not.
Well, I'll say this. They're definitely going to come through 5 cars like they're nothing. Okay? If they can get any track room at all, even just riding the very, very bottom on exit, you're going to pass 5 cars, and you're going to do it in like 2 corners. So I'm going to go ahead and predict right now, Ripka's going to get up to at least the top 3, and he might have a shot. Him and Spear might have a shot at this thing. This is exciting.
Well, we think about it, gentlemen. He's starting 10th, but that's 5th in line on the outside line, right?
Yeah, great point.
He's
Really.
only 5 cars back.
Yes,
That
sir.
that is easily made up on the high and wide and handsome on the outside.
Now remember, here at RGR, 1 green-white checker. Any flag will end this thing. So that's another issue. We're going to have aggressive driving back here. Caution, high likelihood. So that would end it too. So high risk. I think they're surprised that 10 guys stayed out on the track, or 9 anyway. We're going to get to it. Here we go. Leal, Ratliff, Williams, Otto Viani, Walker, Tony Ratliff up here. Green flag down and away. Ratliff, he shakes and rattles his car.
Wow.
These guys at the back, not going anywhere yet. There goes
That's a hell of a
Ripka down
restart.
through the middle. He'll try to shoot the gap here. Now he cuts low on the bottom. Up front, Leal's walking away a little bit. Ripka's still coming, but he's in a traffic jam. Jason Jackson driving on through there looking for a championship. Wow, now he's 3 wide on the bottom underneath the Tony Ratliff. Great move by Jackson. Can he time it right and stay down there? He does. He'll get by Otto Viani. By Williams. Into 2nd goes Jason Jackson. George Leal coming through. Checkered flag is out. He'll win here at Richmond. Jason Jackson 2nd. Paul Travis 3rd. Williams and Jason Ratliff 4th and 5th.
So Jackson makes the move and benefits out of all that. He was a lucky guy out of all that. That was awesome to see.
Points leader finishes 2nd with maybe a 10th place car early on, maybe a 5th place car later on. He gets 2nd. I mean, wow.
And kudos to George Leal for having that mid-race hiccup, per se. But he's able to come back. He's able to hold them off, and here he is in victory lane.
Yeah. I mean, I knew the leader would be hard to do it, but I love what Jason did there. Barron, when you look at it, the only way to get through this many cars is have a low exit, in my opinion. Because you got to go 3 wide, maybe 4 wide. You got to stay down there, and you've seen Jason Jackson do that.
Yeah, it was a great run. And, I mean, just a big old pair hanging from the rearview mirror of that machine right now.
Dice. Yeah, you're talking about
driving.
dice, right?
Dice is what I'm talking about, dude. Big old pair of dice. I
Paul
mean, I'll tell
Travis
you
rips
what.
off a third place, y'all.
Yeah, Travis too. We'll talk about him as well. I mean, what a job by him. I don't even know if he was one of the guys who got tires or not. There was a lot going on there. We didn't know who to focus on, but George Leal did it all right here, and really all he needed was a start good enough to get himself away from the mayhem. He did that. Let's take
What
a
an
look
amazing
right now.
race.
It was a great race. Let's look at our results here, and we'll go over some of these guys. We, of course, went through the top five. Jason Spears, 6th. Tony Ratliff, Ian Spear, Rachel Hunt gets a top 10. Otto Viani slips to 10th there on the restart. Ripka finishes 11th. He got stuck around the traffic. It didn't work out for him.
No,
Michael Walker, Rincon, Greg Ratliff, Gilly, Ashley, Thompson, Brantley. So some guys higher, some guys lower than they'd want to be. Of course, Torgerson, early trouble. He's at the back with Valley, didn't start, I don't think. Ian Spears Sr., trouble. And that's about it. But some guys benefited and some guys lost there. I think Ripka was probably the big loser there. It's kind of a crapshoot, Jason, when you talk about getting tires and trying to go through the field, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Ripka had to make choices about tearing guys' fenders off and finishing where he did. But Ian Spears starting in the back, finishing top 10. Good run by him. It's good to see.
Great run by Ian. Rachel Hunt squeaks out a 9th here. I think she would say this is great finish for her because she just didn't have the car to be up here, but benefited greatly there at the end. And she can race with the best of them, so great finish by her as well. Right now, let's go. We'll take a commercial break. We'll come back. We'll get some race interviews in. Well, we're going to have to go over there. Jason, I'll be back in a minute. Sorry, buddy, and thank you.
Yeah, all good. All good.
Back here at Richmond with a thrilling finish. What a night of racing we had tonight. I mean, there's not a whole lot left to say. I think we've lost our other broadcasters because we had to switch channels here, folks. So let's get into our race interviews as we bring in our third place finisher, Mr. Paul Travis. Wow, Paul, third place. You got to be happy with that here tonight.
Oh, I'm tickled pink. I didn't deserve that. I I literally was bleeding spots before that yellow came out.
So talk about it, Paul. I mean, we really kind of focused on. We were watching Ripka, and he didn't. And then we seen Jason Jackson going through, so we didn't really catch your run there. How fun was that? How terrifying was that at the end?
It was both. It was crazy. I told Jason before we went green. I said I'm gonna try to follow you through. I thought we was gonna stay on the top side, and he got to the bottom quick, and I think he touched Lance a little bit, got Lance loose, and when he did, I shot into that same hole and looked over, and I was passing Todd at the same time, and then I seen Claus, and I got him right there before the line. It was fun. I did not expect to get a third out of that.
Well, I mean, we've seen a lot of comers and goers there in those last 3 laps. It's interesting. It's not often, Paul, you get on the where you get this like 10 guys stay out and 10 pit, and it really makes for some interesting and, like I said, terrifying moments. I mean, were you a little surprised that 10 people stayed out, or 9, I think, stayed out?
I knew George and them was going to stay out and claws that they knew if they would have went in, which as it turned out, they probably would have got back to the front. But I figured that was my only shot at even the top 10 at that point. Cause like I said, I was bleeding, literally bleeding spots right when that
Well,
caution came
let's
on.
talk about that, Paul. I mean, you look good during the race, but there was a real turning point, even for the guys who kind of were solid and weren't overdriving in that. You get around lap 50 on a run, and boy, it become a real struggle out there, wasn't it?
Well, it was really, really weird. It was like tight going in, and then you couldn't get back in the throttle. It was extremely loose coming off. And once you pissed some tires off, it was over with.
Yeah, we talked a lot about that on the tight loose condition. You cranking the wheel through the corner because it's so tight, and then you get on the gas with a cranked wheel, it'll pop you loose. I mean, it was rough out there with these, and we've seen some funky lines out there, Paul. Were you trying a little bit? Were you switching up some of this? We've seen the high entry, low exit. I mean, we've seen a little bit of everything out there tonight.
Yesterday in practice, I tried the high line. I was watching Jason Brantley do it, and he was making head wave, but he was burning the right front tire off of it, and I knew I had to stay on the bottom. But late in that run, when Tony and them was catching me, I knew I was going to try the high line a couple times. I went up there, and it wasn't any better. I was better off on the bottom, and I went back to the bottom.
Yeah, I hear you there. I mean, that's where I always am. Well, it was a thrilling to watch out here tonight. Congrats on this third place finish, Paul. I mean, I'm sure you guys will be entertained there at the end. I know we were. Can't wait to see next week. We'll give it over to you, brother. Anybody you want to shout out?
I want to give a huge shout out to Michael Fleming for the paint job that he created me. This thing looks amazing. It looks fast. It finished third in its first outing. I'm happy as hell with it. But I want to thank my teammates, and I want to thank RGR, the admins, and I got to give a big shout out to Tony. Him and I had a scuffle the other night, the Gym Fours, and I called him and we talked for a long while, and just want to give him a shout out. We raced clean all night and all night long, and we didn't hold nothing back either. So it was great racing tonight.
All right, Baron. That was Paul Travis with a thrilling third place finish here at Richmond tonight.
I'll tell you what, thrilling doesn't describe it. I mean, those last few laps and that green white checker were something to behold. And I'll be honest with you, out of nowhere, here comes the driver of the number 86 machine, all the way up to second place, Jason Jackson, Big Nut Jackson. I mean, to tell you what, that was a great ride, son. Congratulations.
Yeah, that was some thrilling last 2 laps. I thought when we stopped that we'd kind of made a mistake because there was only a handful of us that stopped, and I was really surprised I made it that far back up.
We watched the last 3 laps, and I got to be honest with you, all eyes were on Lance Ripka. He'd been leading laps, he'd been up there, and we thought, oh boy, with this guy with fresh tires, he's going to be a handful. And out of the blue, on the yellow line, here comes the 86 machine. Did it play out like that, or was that your strategy from go?
Well, when we was getting ready to go, thankfully, unfortunately for Ed, he had a malfunction with his wheel, and he came back in, was spotting for me, and when I got clear in front of Todd, he said turn down, and I turned down, and it gave me all the opportunity to do what I did the last lap and a half to get underneath Lance and get up there and get real close to George. I needed one more lap.
You sure did. You damn well did it. And what a hell of a drive, Jason. That was a thrilling second place finish. Who do you got to thank for your efforts tonight and your sponsors?
Well, we got to thank you guys for broadcasting this. I'll get to go back and watch it at a later time. And then we got to thank our series sponsors with East Coast Web Printing and Alive Church and Kailu Glass. And then got to thank the GDR bunch, Brandon, Nick, Ed, and Derek, even though Ed was the only one here night. And then I got to thank Futaba and Custom Works and Civil Tech and all the people that are on the car. And I got to thank Todd and all the admins for the league. This is one heck of a league. It's a great place to be.
Sure is, Jason, and thank you for a thrilling second place tonight. Dean, Mr. Jason Jackson there, bringing it to a second place.
Yeah, opening up his points lead, doing a great job, doing what champions do, getting the best result with maybe not a winning car, but not quite the top result. That was reserved for Mr. George Leal, the 51 down in Victory Lane. Congratulations, George.
Appreciate it, Dean. Into that one got a little more exciting than I was hoping for.
Well, I mean, I hate to tell you this, but we were hoping for it, George. It was thrilling to watch. Thankfully for you, you got a great restart there, and that allowed you to really not have to deal with that mayhem. Key to the victory, wasn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I tested out the tires a little bit a couple times there and kind of got a feel for how much gas I could give it, and I just decided I was going at the start of the restart zone, and I'm pretty sure it was chaos back there behind me.
Yeah, I mean, that's big and smart, and I'm glad you brought it up because that's a lesson for everybody. Old tires restart. You do a little test there to make sure you kind of know what you're doing. That's what champs do. And I want to talk about something else, though, George, and that's we caught the old speed wobble earlier in the race. We've all done it. I don't know if we've quite done that. That was an amazing little wobble. It was multifaceted. It seemed to go on back and forth wobbling there. I mean, I thought you were going to lose it. Great job of saving it. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we had plenty of jokes there for the next couple laps after that, but it snapped on me. Got a little too excited on the throttle. I was going to try to jump outside and get alongside Ratliff, and she got a little squirrely, and I thought I had it, and then it jerked back to the right, and I had to do like a second save, and yeah, like I said, they were making fun of me pretty good.
Well, I mean, you get the last laugh, George. You regrouped, kept your composure. How confident were you that, I know a Goodyear in the long run, but Richmond is a track position track, hard to run people down, harder to pass. How confident were you in your strategy there when you were, I believe, man, it's been so long. I think Lance was out there leading, so you had to be very patient with that strategy you were playing.
Yeah, I lost lost track of the laps a little bit, and my spotter said, you got used up half your fuel, and I looked, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize we had enough fuel to make it all the way. So I was like thinking that I burned it up a little too much, but Lance is really good at Richmond, and he just kept walking away just a tenth at a time, and I didn't really think I was going to run him down at all, to be honest with you. And then I just started charging the corners as hard as I could because I knew that everybody was on ice coming off. So I was like, I'll just try to charge the corner as hard as I can. And if I make up time, I do. If not, then it is what it is. But once I got to him, I was kind of waiting as long as I could because it's really hard to make that pass on the bottom. And I saw Ratliff coming up to me, so I was kind of letting him come. And I noticed Lance was really struggling in 3 and 4. So I just tried to get that run up high in 1 and 2 and get the run and get underneath him in 3 and 4. And I was able to make the pass down in the next corner.
Yeah, you did that just perfectly, no doubt. And it was going to be an easy victory there at the end. Like maybe not all in all for the race, but the last 10 laps, caution comes out though. So 9 people stay out on the track. How thankful. I mean, are you sending gifts to the other 8 people? Because they could have left you out there, George.
Yeah, 100%. I was asking my teammates to stay out, and I had to give Paul some crap because he's like, I'm pitting. I'm like, dude, I need you. Please stay out. And it ended up working out for him and for both of us. Yeah, I was real thankful that many cars stayed out.
Yeah, I mean, Jackson was coming through there, but it was a real bottleneck, so it was real tough for everybody to get through that traffic in time. I think another lap or two might have been in trouble, but did a great job. You talked about the restart. I love hearing that. Playing with the throttle, knowing what you can do. That's what winners do, what champions do. Congrats on a great victory, George. We'll turn it over to you, brother. Anybody you want to shout out?
Yeah, thank you guys for doing the broadcast. Glad you got a little excitement there at the end. Shout out to the sponsors of this league, Live Church, Kylo Glass, and East Coast Web Printers. Shout out to Jason, Paul, Jason Spear. I feel terrible for him. He had a little mistake. He was going to be really tough to beat. So a bunch of them guys, Lance and Jason Ratliff, good racing.
All right, Barrett, George Leal, victorious here at Richmond.
Big W right there for George Leal. That was a big win. A real exciting win. Richmond did not disappoint tonight, Dean. I'm glad I was able to make it this week, and great to see the season off to such a good start.
Yeah, a lot of fun here tonight. You know, he brought up Jason Spear, too. He recovered for 6th. You know, mistakes are costly. And, you know, I'm not trying to pick on Jason or anything for his mistake, but Jason Jackson finishes 2nd, right? He does. That's how you win championships. Mistake-free racing and getting better as the race goes along.
And seize your opportunities when they present themselves.
Yeah, I mean, he did that for sure. I feel bad, you know, for some of the guys who didn't get through there as well. Lance had problem. I'm not sure where Lance started, but I'm going to think on the outside. It was a little tougher up there. You can get to that bottom and get through. But what an event. Thrilling one here at Richmond tonight. George Leal takes home the victory. But for me, Dean Doucette, for Mr. Baron Labosco, and a big thank you to Jason Martin. Fun having him in the booth tonight. That's going to wrap it up from Richmond Raceway, and we're going to see you right here next time.